Hey, this is Chris from GuitArmy, and in this video I'm going to be changing the neck on my Fender American Stratocaster. It's a little over 20 years, and I bought this brand new Fender roasted maple neck with the Pau Ferro fingerboard, and I've never replaced a neck before. I have no idea what I'm doing, so let's see how bad I can mess this up. So the question is, why do I want to even change this neck? I've been banging around on this guitar for over 20 years now, and really needs a new fret job. If you get up close, which I'll show you up close, each fret, where each string is, there's a little divot in the fret. So the frets definitely need to be replaced. And so I figured instead of doing a whole new fret job, would probably be a little more expensive to get a new neck, but probably not a whole lot. So I decided to go with a darker neck. I wanted to get rosewood or ebony, but if you look at Fender, they're charging maybe $4.99, $5.99. You know, don't quote me on that. But it was going to be significantly more expensive than getting this this roasted maple. Plus, I thought the roasted maple looked kind of cool. It's I like the darker looking wood, and this is supposed to hold up much better in terms of humidity and stuff like that. Another main reason that I wanted to switch my neck is, if you look, this is the neck, really, because it has that gloss finish on it. It's really it's very shiny. Trying to get it in the light. There you go. So I teach a lot of people on Zoom and Skype for like online individual personal lessons. So I noticed I switched over from Skype to Zoom, and I noticed that a lot of the fretboard, I guess because of how their Zoom handles their lighting or something, a lot of times it was all white looking like that. You could see the light in the fretboard. So I wanted something that just basically looked better. So I needed a darker neck. So I was actually pleasantly surprised when I got this. I wasn't thinking that this didn't have like a gloss finish on it. You can see that the frets reflect the light, but the fretboard isn't. So I think this is going to work out fantastic for Zoom lessons. So that's the main reason that I'm switching this out is really because I want to get rid of that gloss. But it's also because my frets are just shot and I need new ones. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the strings. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen these up. And I do want to say that this is not an instructional video on how to do this. Because I've never done this before, so I don't want someone watching this thinking, oh, this is exactly how you do it. I do not know what I'm doing. I know how to change strings and stuff. But, I'm just, basically showing how I'm changing my neck here. If you want to get a good instructional video on how to do this, Fender has a real nice one on how to change a replacement neck. This is basically just kind of chronicling, I don't think that's a word. It's basically just showing how I'm changing my neck and my little experience with doing it by myself, never having done it before. And it looks like I just broke a string anyways. So that one's going to be easy. Strange thing has already happened. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to maybe loosen this up a little more. I'm just going to go ahead and cut these. I'm not a real tinkerer. I love playing guitar. I've been playing for a long time, but I'm not someone that, I can change my strings. I can do some basic things, but I'm not someone that's always changing parts out and stuff. I have changed most things actually on this guitar. Everything that's black you see here, these saddles used to be silver, but I got, black covered vintage noiseless pickups. Everything used to be white. All these things. The selector knob here was white. Everything was white. The pickguard was white. So I thought it was a kind of a cool look. So I think putting this dark neck is even going to make it look cooler. Kind of wanted to have like a whole kind of black look to it. All right. So I actually have on the back here. I have these Fender string locks here. So I'm just going to go ahead and loosen these up. And these are a fantastic thing. I think these cost maybe $35, $40. I think it's about the cheapest, best thing you can ever do to make your life simpler. Because you can change a string, I don't know, man. It seems like, not in seconds, but in less than a minute you can change your string, which is fantastic. If you're doing a gig and you're kind of between sets, I've done that already, and I'm trying to do it on a table like this in a bar somewhere, and you can't see very well, the lighting's poor, it's noisy, and I did not have string locks on it. So you're trying to wrap it around, and my eyesight isn't very good, so trying to get the string in the hole wasn't the easiest thing to do. Man, these locking tuners are just absolutely fantastic. I advise anyone to get those, just to make your life easier. Right now I just need to get the strings out of here. Alright, so now I've taken off all my strings. Now the next thing I need to do is I want to remove these locking tuners. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Alright, I needed to go get a little wrench here to do this, to remove these locking tuners. So I'm just going to, I had already kind of pre-loosened this one here. And I just need to remove these locking tuners next. Alright, so I have all the locking tuners out. So now the next thing I believe I need to do is to loosen these bolts up so I can take the neck off. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now I'm going to unscrew these bolts here. To me, this is kind of the moment of truth here, how smoothly this is all going to go. I'm hoping I'm able to get these screws out with no problem and take the neck off. That screw is surprisingly loose. This one was a little tighter. I thought these were going to be way harder to loosen up, but they're actually pretty loose. Right, there's one. I'm surprised that I'm able to do this easily with my fingers as well. Thought this was going to be a lot tougher. I don't know that it matters or not, but I'm going to keep these screws in the same order here with the neck plate. I'm going to try to line up each screw with which hole it goes in. Well, I guess that was the moment of truth there. This neck came off with absolutely no problem at all, which is pretty cool. It says here it's from February 7th, 2001. Interesting. So I'll go ahead and take a shot of what that looks like here. Alright, the next thing I want to check is how easily is this new neck going to fit, in this pocket here. They say that you're supposed to kind of put it in at an angle and then let it slide down in. This seems to go in here with no problem at all. So I'm hoping all the holes line up nicely and everything, and that it'll bolt on nice and easy. Let's hope. So let's go ahead and try that. Since I've never done this before, I don't know exactly what I'm doing here. Not exactly sure how to get these to line up without the neck kind of coming off. The one thing I am going to do, I'm going to stop here and I am going to lube these up. They say you're supposed to lube the screws up with paraffin wax, but I'm going to use some chapstick here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick before I put these screws in to make sure they go in. They're supposed to go in a lot smoother and nicer if they have some lubrication on them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have a student that builds his own guitars, and he said that if I didn't have paraffin wax, he said that this chapstick should work just fine. Alright, so now I have those lubricated. Now we're going to try to put them in and see how they go in. not exactly sure if that's tight enough, but the neck appears to be bolted on now. My biggest thing is wondering, you know, how the strings are going to line up, you know, what's the intonation like. I was a little nervous about when I was bolting it in if I may end up, you know, cracking something, cracking some paint or some wood. It doesn't look like I did that anywhere. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here, kind of closer up. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these tuners, these locking tuners back on. So hopefully that goes smoothly. One thing I did notice is that this neck doesn't have a string tree, which is right here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have to you know, put a string tree in the neck there. You know, have someone, I don't know if I'm brave enough to try it, but to put a hole there and put the tree in. Not sure if I'm going to do that, or what I'm guessing is that the intonation's probably going to be off, and I may have to have it set up by, you know, a professional, someone that does it for a living, to have it set up nice. And I'm just going to need to tighten these up. So let's take a look at this, what I just put on, and then I'll go ahead and tighten them up. Alright, so I got these locking tuners on, I got them all tightened up and they're all nice and snug. Now I'm ready to put the new set of strings on. I'm going to be trying something a little different here. I'm going to be using these Ernie Ball Classic Hybrid Slinkies, 9 through 46. Normally I use 10 through 46, but I remember watching a Rick Beato video where they were talking about the lighter strings, and then they did recordings of them, and they found that the lighter strings actually sounded better in terms of recording. So I thought, I haven't tried 9s in a long time. So I'm going to put a set of 9s on here, and that's kind of boring, so you don't need to watch that, and we'll come back after I got my strings on. All right, so I got a new set of strings on here, and the strings went on pretty well. So this is what it looks like. I think it looks pretty nice, pretty sweet. I can already tell that I'm going to probably have to have this set up by someone that really knows what they're doing. The action's too high. But right now I want to get it tuned up and take a closer look at it. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the end result. This is the guitar once I changed the neck. I think it came out really good. I think it looks great. I can't wait to get using it. I didn't really expect that I was going to be able to just pop a neck on and it was going to be set up perfectly. The action is quite a bit higher than I'm used to. The neck that came with it, you know, the action I have it set very low. So I'm going to probably take this to a local guy that, you know, sets up guitars. He might have to put a shim or something in there to get the neck up a little higher. But overall, this was basically an experiment that I decided to tape. Since I've never done this before, I think it went pretty well, being in the fact that I didn't break anything and nothing went totally awry. It just needs to be set up well. You know, so I think it was a success. If you like this video, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. I generally mostly do just guitar instructional videos, but since I bought this neck and I was going to put one on, I thought, hey, why not try to tape it and just see how that goes. So thanks for watching, and I hope you check out more videos from GuitArmy.